Are there any new verse forms that you tried your hand at that you hadn't worked with before in this collection?
Yes, a couple. He paces in terza rima. He paces,
Okay.
and that was ridiculously difficult. I don't know how Dante did it. It was so difficult. And my
Well,
poems.
maybe we can read that one. Do you want to explain
Okay,
what terza rima is first?
sure. Terza rima is where three lines that rhyme are interlaced with three other lines that rhyme, which are then interlaced with three other lines that rhyme. And I used true rhyme on some of the rhymes, but off rhyme on some of the other ones.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
About killed me.
Well, yeah, let's hear that.
Okay. He paces. There is a line. To cross the line is sin. To want to cross the line is sin. To ache for the line to never have been dreamed or drawn, that too is sin. It is a grave mistake to wish you different, Lord, and sin is death. But she is my heart's hot core, my slumber's wreck, my ruin, my rapture, and my ragged breath, my deepest wound, my own self halved and healed, the cataclysm and the aftermath, all your whirling firmament revealed, fruit and fruition I cannot live without, glad homecoming for one too long exiled. And you, what were you trying to bring about, placing her naked there in front of me when you had drawn that line? Lord, do you gloat at your servant all unstrung? Your treachery stings. Why am I teased and then denied? I whom you anointed when I was a boy. Am I to consider your line some great divide? I could cross over in a single stride.
So yeah, terza rima, I guess it's A B A B C B C D C, something like that.
Yes,
It's so the second the rhyme of the last word of the second line provides the first and third rhyme of the next tercet.
Yes.
The next three line stanza. Okay, so obviously this is about David and Bathsheba. Did you decide I'm going to write a terza rima, I'm going to try my hand at this, and then find a subject matter? Did you have both ideas simultaneously? Is there any particular reason you would say that the subject matter is fitting for this form? Just curious about how you put it all together.
I had this subject in mind, and if I remember, I wrote the first 4 lines, and they were exactly what I wanted them to be. But every word was exactly what I wanted, but the rhyme just seemed very difficult to me. And then all of a sudden I realized that it was the beginning of a terza rima. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to jump into the deep end here and see if I can do this. So I guess you could say that the poem kind of made itself or required that I make it a terza rima, because the beginning of it, I didn't want to change a word of it. So I had to go with it.
Interesting. So yeah, it organically sort of began moving in that direction, and then you decided to structure that for the rest of the poem. How often for you is the form like sort of inherently related to the content in terms of the and by form I mean the large scale structure, the rhyme scheme, meter, that kind of stuff, as opposed to individual sort of sonic things you might do with words. Obviously,
Right.
that can be directly related to the material of the moment, the content of the any given line. But I mean, a big picture form. How often is that like really sort of directly related or suitable to the content in your mind?
I don't think that I ever start out thinking, okay, this subject needs to be a sonnet. This subject needs to be in terza rima because of the subject that it is.
Right.
But once it starts to happen and I see the form, then the form seems right. I originally titled this The Process. And because, again, we're talking tercets, we're talking threes. So the first part of this poem is David knowing that he shouldn't do this, he can't do this. Then the second part is, oh, but I really want to, I really have to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Right.
third part is him doing it. And so it seemed like I saw that happening as I was writing, and I liked it.